One of the things I love the most about sharing my magic with people is I get to reveal the extraordinary in the absolutely ordinary. And this is a line that's meant a lot to me for many, many years, revealing the extraordinary in the ordinary. Very surrealist. Because ultimately, everything is a mystery. It's amazing how we walk around and we think we know this or that, but things are mysteries. And so you have a piece of string here, you hand that out, and you say, look at that, what's that? And they say, it's a piece of string. Are you sure it's just a piece of string? They say, yes. I say, well, it's amazing. There could be a mystery in here you're not even aware of. It's hard to see until you draw attention to it. I bet you probably have something mysterious on you. For example, can I borrow that ring? And you borrow the ring from somebody. And it can be any kind of ring. In this case, we're going to use a silver ring, okay? And either you can put the string through the middle of the ring, okay? Or you can even ask them to put the ring in the middle of the string. And then you're very slow here, okay? Very slow. They can see. You haven't done anything yet. And you say, have you ever heard the magic cross? And I don't mean a religious kind of cross, but a magic X across. And they go, yes, or they go, no. You go, watch. You're going to do this very slowly. I'm going to put one section of the string over the back of my hand, forming a line, okay? Then I'm going to take the other section and put it over there, forming a second line. They can see that. Say, I want you to take your first finger, and I want you to press right in the middle on the magic cross right there. And they do once or twice, and nothing happens. You go, maybe I think it's broken. I say, well, I'll press it like this, and look, right there. Impossibly, even though the ring was threaded onto the string and it was inside your hand, you never opened your hand, you never moved the string, impossibly, the ring melted off the string through your hand and onto your first finger. Now, this is the Clifton ring move. It's a classic in close-up magic. Some of you, I'm sure, know it. Some of you don't. But for those of you who know it, I'm going to show you 2 or 3 handlings today. Application of this move I played with that make it even more dramatic, even more powerful. The Clifton ring move. We're going to drill into this in just a second. First, question of the week here. Oh, in fact, on this video too, I'm also going to announce the winners of last week's Cutting Edge contest. Cutting Edge, you'll find this card trick at sankeymagic.com. I had a question of the week last week. 12 of you won. I'm going to announce the winners in just a moment, all right? Every week on my videos, I also have a question. And this week, the question is for my trick, Private Property. Now, private property is a mentalism gimmick. It's a mentalism principle based on a Theo Anneman, very old idea of his, but it was the idea, it's very old, probably, I don't know, decades and decades and decades old. But to make the gimmick was very labor intensive and you had to be very patient with a lot of time. I came up with a way where the gimmick is very easy to make. And in fact, so I'm going to give away 12 of these easy to make gimmicks. You're not going to be making them, but I've got them. The kits are all together here. I'm going to give away 12 of them. But first, you have to leave a comment down below and answer this question for me. If you could do any trick with a piece of string, any trick, a vanish, transformation, maybe some version of a cut and restore, something, any trick, if you had real magic powers, and you could do any trick with a piece of string, which trick would you do? Okay, leave a comment down below. You're automatically entered into the contest for your chance to win one of 12 private property gimmicks. All right? Now, let's dive into this. I'm going to announce the cutting edge winners in just a moment. But let's look at the Clifton ring move. This is so pretty, and there's so many cool applications. Let me teach you the basic handling first. Then I'm going to show you a few different really cool variations you can do with this. All right? So a couple of thoughts. First, it doesn't have to be a borrowed ring, okay? This is something, again, you can do for people in this social distancing era where you can show the string, you can pull on the string, they can see it's an ordinary piece of string, obviously, okay? Then you can take your finger ring off and you can openly put the finger ring right on the piece of string. They can see the ring is on the string, okay? You can make the X, you can make the full X, okay? And then possibly just like that, having stolen secretly the ring off the string and out of your hand. It's all about gravity. So what exactly are we doing? You need a piece of string. You're going to you put the ring in the middle. Okay, it hangs right in the middle. It's important for this to work. It doesn't have to be exact, but you need some of the string to hang out. And notice you can't just have a couple of inches. It will not work. It should be 5, 6, 7 inches hanging out of both sides, okay? And it's so organic because it really does look like all you're doing is taking the piece of string, putting it over, and putting it over. That's what it looks like, okay? But you, in fact, and I didn't do it that time, okay, for those who thought maybe I did it and you're going to catch me there. So here's what I'm doing. It's hanging down straight, okay? It's still on there, hanging down. Now, I am going to do, and you've heard me say this before, the idea of a large action covering a small. So the small action, or the large action, is this, of course, putting the strings over your fist, okay? The small action is you're going to let the ring slide out of your hand and into this hand as this hand comes over and pulls the string. So watch. This is the rough idea. I want you to see it, the broad strokes. I'm here. You can see the ring is going to fall into that hand, and I'm going to pull down. Now, I'm pulling down apparently to straighten the string as I do this. But in fact, what I do is I slide the ring right off it, and it ends up in my right hand. The reason this works so well is because all focus is here. So when your right hand falls to your side naturally, and you're looking here, they're looking there, there's no heat on this hand. Okay, if in fact you did it, you stole it, you kept this hand in the sphere of focus here, then you might get caught. But this works so beautifully, okay? Now, let's try it now. Now that you know the basic idea that I'm pulling the ring off the string essentially, and it falls, it's just gravity. This is one of these wonderful tricks where gravity is your friend, not your foe. So often gravity brings you down, but in this situation, it lifts up the wonder for all to see. Who knows? Huh? Right. So, and if I just came over and went like this, even if people don't see it, they still might go, what was that? I think the guy's having a stroke. Oh my God, what's going on? It creates suspicion. Whereas, if what I'm doing is this action, if I before said, have you heard of this X or the magic X? They're going to have you push the X, the cross, whatever, okay? So I do it once legitimately. It's on the second time that I do the secret action, okay? So we're here. This is pulled over here. I say there's the one line, pause a beat, come over here, and now, again, it's all happening behind here, but I make sure the top of the finger connects with the bottom of the fist so it's a perfect flesh wall of flesh. And I let the ring fall, and this hand is coming over. It's not perfectly flat, or the ring might go to the floor. It kind of hits and then cups briefly, and it's in the cupped moment here, okay, where the ring falls into the other hand. You pull down, and you move forward, and you mark that X there, okay, like that. Now, I deliberately, no one's looking at my right hand, but I always say, hold out your first finger, and this really gets them that image. There was nothing on his finger. There was nothing there. Going to have you push here. You're here. Going to have you push there, right there. Now, while people push here, you push there like this, like this. And again, in the social distancing era, you could have them use a straw. They could take a straw and push there like that. They could take a folded dollar bill and tap it, okay? They don't necessarily have to touch the actual spot on your body. You do it. Say, this is where I want you to poke. They poke once, it doesn't seem to be working. Would you try poke again like that? Doesn't seem to be working. And again, you could have them say the magic word. I want you to say the magic word. I've made this the mysterious X. Now say the magic word melt away or vanish or presto changeo. And it doesn't work. And while you're doing this and people are trying, nobody's looking at your right hand. It's easy to get that ring onto the tip of your finger. Okay. Now, a moment ago, they saw your finger. There was nothing on there. Nothing. Okay, so a second later when you go like this and you do this, and I have so much fun with this because I'll do this and nobody notices it here. My focus is here. I just come up, poke like this, and you get to stretch the magic moment and let them discover, it's like this, and they're the ones to finally discover, oh my God, it's on his finger. So it somehow got off the string, out of your closed fist, and onto the fingertip that a moment later there was nothing on. It's a beautiful piece of magic. Okay, beautiful. You don't even have to say anything. You could do the whole thing, okay? Boom, you could do the whole thing as a ballet, as a silent ballet, and it'll still get a great reaction. So that's the primary secret, the principle, the idea, the pacing, the theory, if you will, and you shall, to the Clifton ring move, all right? Now, I want to show you some really cool variations here that took me a while to kind of figure out, all with their own virtues. But first, let me announce the cutting edge winners. Here you guys are. If I announce your name, contact my team. And how you do it, you send them an email. Send it to contact@sankeymagic.com and let them know your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, and they will send to you one of the cutting edge gimmicks. All right, here we go. Sean Jones, winner. Dominic Perrone, John Dunmore, Dylan Murphy, Ozzy Bogan, Matthew O'Connor, Philip Dawes Laser, The Dark Shade, Victor the Magician, Janil Shah, Jenil, Shah, Mark Williams 50, and finally Patrick Sonega. You guys all won. Congratulations and thanks for playing. Okay. So I was playing around with this a long time ago. And I thought to myself, wait a second, you know what'd be cool? I wonder if I could maybe do it with, how perfect is this, guys? Yep. Boom. Earbuds. How perfect is that? So you can do the exact same thing. Now, you want to make sure, of course, it's not going to slide off neatly on this end. So you want to make sure you're dealing with the end that is the clean down to the plug, right? So now that we can do the exact same thing with this, you could borrow these once we get past this darn COVID thing. Do the exact same thing. It's on the string here, right? You're like this. You can do the one over like this. Come over here, do the steal off, do the other one like this, like that. And because it's music, you could hum a tune about, watch, all I have to do is wave my finger like a magic wand and hum the magic song. And just like this, it appears. Okay. Now notice you can combine this with this old idea. If you can load this, not only your first finger, but load it onto the middle finger, okay? Now you can do the hopping finger ring thing, which is quite fun, where it looks like that ring, boom, jumps. Okay, let me show you again. Because it's just on the middle finger. I introduce it on, so I'm sort of here showing the ring finger and the middle finger, but if I switch the fingers, of course, index to this, it looks like the finger ring, which was on top, it looks like a moment later it's on bottom, right? So you can be here like this, show it, go 1, 2, and 3. It's a really pretty piece of magic. You can add that to this, okay? So you can use, here if you want, you can use the earbuds, okay? That's easy. Then I started playing around with a piece of wire. And I thought, wire's interesting because I can do the exact same thing, okay? The Clifton ring move is really based on very old, hundreds of years ago, ring and wand techniques. And this is almost a step back in that direction. Because now I can have a piece of wire, which I think is kind of, you could use it in your show as a magic wand, or you could take it, and if they're not enjoying your magic, poke it in the eye. A nice razor-thin stream of eye guts shoots out. People applaud. Those who applaud, you call the police, right? The police are needed there. Up here, you can have this in the middle, exact same. This is here like this. Make a fist like this. And now you can you can do it differently, which I kind of like, because now what I can do is I can take this end, put it over, and it sticks, okay? Come over here, and again, bring my hand over and bring this up and like this. And so you have this idea of the ring, and you could even lean it towards someone and say, would you twist the ends? So now you have this beautiful idea of the ring, not just on a string in your hand, but the ring truly trapped on a twisted piece of wire. So even more impossible now for when you take this, make a fist, wave your finger over it like this, and now it appears there. And yet, I mean, it's totally off the wire, which I really like, okay? One last idea I want to share with you. And of course, this makes so much sense. A zip tie. How perfect is this? So now, I can have this. I can put this on here like this. I can borrow the ring and say, oh, I want to really take care of the ring. Let me make sure give it maximum security or protection for safekeeping. For safekeeping, what we'll do is we'll put it in the middle of the zip tie here. And you want to make sure the zip tie, the little opening is facing down, because what you're going to do, let me get this, I got it backwards, sorry. You don't want to have it sliding down. There we go. You don't want this having to slide past the little, you want it to be clean here, right? So now I can do the same action here, where I'm going to basically bring it up and let the person now zip tie it themselves, right? I can be here, come over here, bring my hand down below. I can bring the hand up like this and extend it towards them and say, would you close that up? They close up the zip tie, okay, like this. Boom. And to all the world, they're convinced their ring is trapped on a zip tie, okay? So now I can even do kind of like a linking, the classic linking ring gesture. Because if I hold it here like this, they're convinced it's still here like this, or I can hold it a bit more like that, okay? This is in my finger, hidden in finger palm. I can come up like this and go watch and sort of just transfer from one hand to the other. And even in this moment, if you wanted to, they could even see a little bit of the ring, okay, at this point. Just a little flash of the silver. Then you finish with this really pretty action of just massaging their ring right through and off the zip tie. Hand that out to be examined. Give this back. What a funky little souvenir. And you've done a close-up magic version with a borrowed item of the classic linking ring routine. So there are a bunch of ideas I want to share with you guys around the Clifton ring move. A very cool move. So much of magic for me that's exciting is to not only learn a basic principle, but then find other cool applications, other different presentations and other things you can do with it, and then share that with you here on the channel. All right? So don't forget to leave a comment down below. I want you to have a chance to win private property. Most of my tricks can be seen exclusively at the SankeyMagic.com website. Check it out there. Please, of course, subscribe to this channel. More stuff's coming every week. And also follow me on Instagram at The Real Jay Sankey. My Instagram account is a whole behind the scenes look at what I do. There's family life stuff there. There's also magic stuff. There's performing. There's philosophies. Some of my creativity in other areas. Some of my cartooning. It's all there on Instagram at The Real Jay Sankey. Follow me there on Instagram, and please subscribe to the channel. And right here, I'm going to point over here, are 3 of my books. You can download. They're PDFs for free. Bunches of tricks and performance theory. You can download them right there. Please subscribe to the channel and have a great day. And let's continue to look out for each other in this crazy world.